Hello there guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now today, as you can see by the title and thumbnail, I'm going to be doing an update review for the Where Are Those Droidekas update. Now obviously the update came out a couple of days ago, as of releasing this video. It came out yesterday for me when recording, but I'm just going to touch on all the main content really and my thoughts about it. So I'm going to go from the skins, Naboo Capital Supremacy, talk about the tank and then Droideka lastly as well. So diving right into the skins, I just want to say that I absolutely adore all of them. I love having General Kenobi and General Skywalker skins now both in the game, and it really kind of feels like you can really make some sort of, you know, Clone Wars-esque story to be told within the game. You go into Capital Supremacy with both Anakin and Obi-Wan, and it just honestly looks amazing, so I'm really happy with that. And both the 212th Recon Division and the 41st Scout Division, of which both are ARC Troopers, Legions, look absolutely phenomenal as well. I genuinely wasn't expecting to see these guys enter the game for a very long time, if ever, to be honest. You know, we hardly ever saw these guys beforehand anyway. Obviously the 41st we saw in Revenge of the Sith, and the 212th we saw in basically one episode, which was Landing at Point Rain, of which I'm pretty sure we mainly saw Waxer and Boyle and maybe a few others as well, but very little screen time for these guys, and for them to be in the game as well, it's awesome. And the fact that they're different armor types as well, obviously being ARC Troopers instead of the standard Phase 2 or Phase 1 Clone Troopers, I feel like it's really paved the way forward in terms of clone customization, because we can go into so many different things like the Galactic Marines or other ARC Troopers or God knows what else, just other clone customization that we can see in the game. So there is a lot to choose from, and I'm incredibly keen to see where they actually go next with clone cosmetics. Now I also just very want to quickly touch upon the saber changes as well. So obviously, if you didn't already know, the lightsabers have been changed slightly in terms of visual perspective, so they now have a pointed edge and they are brighter. So lightsaber VFX is definitely much better than before. They look a lot better, and obviously this is definitely a welcome change, so really happy with that one there, DICE as well. So another thing as well, Naboo Capital Supremacy. So Naboo has finally been added into Capital Supremacy, and I've got to say, I really like the map. You know, Naboo's one of my favourites in the game anyway, but I just love the environment they've created. It really does feel like a new map almost, because down that central pathway, instead of it being completely clear, there's just destruction everywhere. It really feels like a war-torn city. Obviously, you know, that would have essentially been the Galactic Assault map beforehand, but it's just really nice to see the map in CS now. I'm hoping for many more maps in that mode as well, for sure. The main issue obviously is just the fact that since the update came out, Naboo Capital Supremacy was causing a lot of game crashes on all three platforms, and DICE have obviously tweaked the Capital Supremacy now as well, so it's now 100 tickets on the ground, which means that there's going to be 100 reinforcements up in space, and the bomb timer in Phase 2 in space as well, or the ships even, is now only 20 seconds. So due to these changes, it has helped the crashing stop, which I have very much noticed myself. So that is good, obviously, but it's just 100 tickets feels far too long on the ground, and 20 seconds on the bomb timer with 100 reinforcements is just far too quick as well. So these are only temporary changes. Luckily, I'm hoping they can work out a fix as soon as possible, because I don't really like having 100 tickets and 20 seconds on the bomb, really. I understand wanting it to be a longer mode, but this just isn't the way forward, unfortunately. But, you know, it is helping stop the crash, so for now I'll accept it, but I'm hoping they do get reverted back as soon as they can. Now obviously, talking about the next piece of content as well is the TX-130 Saber class fighter tank. Now, I absolutely adore this tank. I've said it many times, but this tank is my favourite tank in all of Star Wars. So for me to see this in the game as well is just phenomenal. Really happy with it, although it is a bit overpowered, to be honest, from what I've noticed as well. When I use it, I can take out troopers and reinforcements and just the AATs with absolute ease. I can understand the troopers, but being able to take out the AATs with very little resistance from them as well, I think isn't right, obviously not. And playing as an AAT, I've struggled to play and take one down myself. You know, I've played several times against TX-130 now, and it's just taken me so long to try and take it out, and it's just not working. So they could definitely do with a nerf, but I'm very happy to see that Republic actually have a proper tank in the game now as well. But that's just kind of my thoughts on there anyway. And lastly is the Droideka. Now this is no doubt the biggest part of the update. It was called Where Are Those Droidekas, and obviously they've been hyped up for over a year now, and honestly they're not quite what I was expecting. They're easier to handle than they look, really. But the main thing for me, I genuinely thought that they were going to be overpowered when they entered the game. It wasn't more like a pessimistic thing. I genuinely thought, like, when a piece of new content comes in, sometimes it's going to be OP, sometimes it's not. You know, it really does depend. So I just kind of thought it might be a bit overpowered, but it's the opposite, really. Actually, they really feel heavily underpowered, really, because the blaster damage just isn't enough. There's a really tiny damage fall off, so the damage over a longer range is just decreased massively. So you really do struggle at medium to longer range, and even short range sometimes is a bit of a struggle. So it does make it impossible to kill people at further ranges, which I can understand, but yeah, it is just a bit of a shame there, as well as the overload ability just doesn't really feel like it works properly or as well as it should, especially at a longer range as well. Short range it's not so bad, but longer ranges it doesn't work the best. Another disappointing thing as well is that the shield health is just too low. I find myself getting taken out with the shield incredibly fast, and with the animations as well, from going from destroyer to ball or ball to destroyer, the animations, they look incredible. I'm really happy with them, they're great, but they just take a bit too long. So due to the animations, you could probably lose at least like 200 health, which is basically half if you have your maximum health of 420 due to the star card. So it's just the long animations built in with the low damage overload and the low shield health is just, you don't survive long at all. It's just not fun. You know, I love rolling around in them. I think Droidekas are a great addition. I'm really happy with them, but they do need to be buffed big time, I think, for them to actually be able to work properly. That all being said, I'm really happy with the update, in all fairness. You know, they've got a lot of amazing content in there. I'm very excited for the future. Unfortunately, there are quite a few bugs and issues, but they are getting fixed as we speak as well. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video though, guys. I'm really happy with it. Let me know what you guys think of the content that we've got as well. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.